Hey guys, Karen with Curl House. I'm a licensed cosmetologist, a certified trichologist, and the owner of the Curl House Hair Restoration Collection. And I have a question for you. Do you know the difference between dry scalp and dandruff? Do you know the difference? Okay, well, I'm going to show you this video. Well, I'm going to give you a disclaimer. It might be disgusting to some of y'all, but to me, as a trichologist and a scalp specialist, I found it fascinating. For those of you who know me, or for those of you who have been following me, know that one of my wifely responsibilities is to massage my husband's scalp. So he asked me to massage his scalp one day. He had been sick for about 2 weeks. So he laid his hand on my lap and I massaged his scalp. And this is what I saw on my black pants. Yes, I know it looks disgusting. Do you see all of these white flakes all over my pants? Now, I was just massaging his scalp and I see all of these white flakes everywhere. As you can see, they are really, really tiny, very, very small flakes. And I thought, wait a minute, there's no way that my husband can have a scalp disorder, not with me being his wife. What is going on? And then it dawned on me. This is just dry scalp. And you know why his scalp was so dry? Because he was sick, meaning his body was dehydrated. He had not drank a lot of water. And you know, if you don't know, that if you don't drink a lot of water or adequate water, 2 to 3 liters of water per day, then that may be the culprit to your dry scalp. But he had not drank a lot of water and he had not washed his hair in 2 weeks because he was sick. So what you're seeing on my pants is just that. It's just dry scalp. So that is why his scalp was dry, simply because he was dehydrated internally and he had not washed his scalp or wet his hair. Now that's dry scalp. What about dandruff? What do you think dandruff is? Okay, now the big difference between the two. That dry scalp, those little flakes, which again is just dead skin, with dandruff, they look much bigger. Dandruff does. Dandruff is a milder form of seborrheic dermatitis. So some people, you might hear some people say dandruff, other times you might hear seborrheic dermatitis. They're very similar, but dandruff is just the mildest form of seborrheic dermatitis. With dandruff, your scalp sheds skin. Normally, it should shed skin about once a month. But if you have dandruff, a lot of times it does it more frequently, which is why you have a buildup of that dead skin on your scalp. And also, with seborrheic dermatitis, your oil glands, so your sebaceous glands may produce more oil. And when it's producing more oil, that oil is sticking to that dead skin cells, creating bigger flakes. And that is why you may see dandruff or flakes all over the clothes. Sometimes with seborrheic dermatitis, which is again the more extreme version, a lot of times the flakes are greasy and they're yellow in color. That's dermatitis. And on the scalp, you have yeast on your scalp. And when there is an imbalance on the scalp, imbalance of the yeast on the scalp, then that's what also creates these flakes. So just wanted to share with you the difference between the two. Now, what to do about it if you have dandruff or seborrheic dermatitis? The first thing you want to do, you want to wash your hair more frequently. That's number one. I think, and just from the things that I've read, particularly with African American people, we get dandruff, like 15 to 20% of the population, we have dandruff. And I think it's because we don't wash our hair enough. So you definitely want to be mindful of your shampoo frequency. You may need to wash it more frequent, like once a week, for example. And also be mindful of what you're using to wash your hair as well. A lot of shampoos and conditioners have a lot of chemicals in them that may exacerbate the problem. So be mindful of what ingredients is in your shampoo and conditioner and try to go in the direction of shampoos and conditioners that are less toxic. Number 2, for your scalp, you can dilute tea tree oil, garlic, oregano oil. You can dilute it and put it on your scalp and massage it in. They are antimicrobial, antifungal, and it will help balance that yeast on your scalp. So that's another thing that you can do if you're dealing with dandruff. And number 3, you may not like this one, but it's very important. You might need to make some changes in your diet. What do you think loves yeast? Like, it's something that you ingest that just feeds on yeast. What do you think it is? Oh, okay. Sugar. So if you are dealing with dandruff or seborrheic dermatitis, and if you are eating a lot of foods that are high in sugar, you may absolutely need to make that adjustment to minimize your intake of sugary foods. Also, if you're dealing with dandruff or seborrheic dermatitis, you may also want to eat foods that are rich in probiotics or take a probiotic. That's an option as well. Also, if you're dealing with dandruff or seborrheic dermatitis, then I encourage you to consider the Curl House Hair Restoration Collection. This is the product line that's designed by yours truly as a trichologist. I did treat clients with scalp disorders and scalp issues and hair loss issues. So this product line is designed just for that. It includes a shampoo, a conditioner, leave-in, and growth drops. You can also use these growth drops every day. That will help to balance the microflora of your scalp. Okay, and if you are someone who is interested in regrowing your hair, taking a holistic lifestyle approach, I encourage you to sign up for my health and hair waitlist, where I'll be launching a class soon that's going to help you to restore your hair using proper lifestyle practices. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. And until we talk again, stay back.